Hi folks, and welcome into TK Power Sports. We are here at the Toronto Boat Show, and yes, it is frigid outside right now, and that's why we had to come here to get a look at this, the all-new 2026 Yamaha Crosswave. Now, as soon as I can get this thing on the water, I will, but for now, we're gonna do an in-depth walk around. We're gonna open every single cubby, every storage on this unit, talk to you about why the Crosswave is unique and why you might want one, so make sure you stay tuned. The very first thing you have to recognize about the Crosswave is that it is huge compared to other PWCs. This thing is 12 foot 11 inches long. The beam or the width here is 5 feet 7 inches. Overall height is 4 foot 4. The fuel capacity here is 26.4 gallons. That's a ton of fuel. And then overall storage capacity here, 310 liters. Again, that is a massive number for storage on this thing, way bigger than any other PWC out there. And now I want to show you all of that storage. Now let's do the walk around and I'll show you where all that storage is. First of all, you just have to recognize the fact that no other PWC has this feature where the bow is flat. You can actually come up here and stand on here. That's what it is designed for. In fact, these bars are actually just style bars. They can come off of here. The whole idea is to just kind of give the Crosswave that PWC silhouette, but yeah, you can just remove them. And what's left behind here is the rail system that all of the Yamaha accessories use. So you could add accessories up here to the front of your Crosswave as well. That is kind of neat. You know, at first I figured maybe these were structural or something, but they are just aesthetic, which means if you want them out of your way, you can get them. And then this just slides back in here. Let's see if I can do it now. Pressure's on, and there it is. So this screws back in up here. There it is. That tightens down there. And then these are on here solid. So that is kind of a cool feature. But then we got to talk storage, right? And there is a big bow storage here. And just to give you a sense for how deep these things are, that's basically my entire arm down in there. Down here, there is a drain plug too. So, you know, if that does get some water in it or something, you can drain it out. That is a monster storage bin up here in the bow, and that's not the biggest one on the unit. The other thing I'll point out, these nice recessed cleats here that pop up. So you do have something right at the front of your Wave Runner as well. And then I can also look down below, like typical, you got that front hook there too for when you're putting this thing onto a trailer. So let's continue our walk around. Again, you can see the decking all the way around this unit. Another rail system right here to accept those Yamaha accessories. The footwell here is monstrous. It's just absolutely massive. And don't forget, the Crosswave can accommodate 4 people. So you can have 4 riders back here. They need space for those feet. They can go down in here. There are 2 footwell drains in here, one at the back and one at the front. That's still a unique thing to Yamaha. Wave Runners have those, other units don't. So nice to have the footwell drains too. So we get back now to the side here. Get out of here, fly. And we'll open up this storage because these are where the real big storages are. And once again, just to give you a sense for it, it's basically up to my elbow there. So you have a drain there that's threaded, but then you also get this. This drain is always working, just like those footwell drains. So any water in there is absolutely gonna get removed. So nice to see that. Now, let's talk about this cooler. Here in Canada, this cooler comes standard with the Crosswave. So buying the unit, you're getting that along with it. So I'll show you how this cooler comes off. So you press that lock button, this handle pops up like that. Same thing on the other side. And you can remove this entire thing, take it with you, put it out on the beach with you, bring your stuff. So that is a nice feature. But you have to look at what is left behind here because this is really key to the Crosswave. So these are slidable. So if you wanted, you could put the cooler up here. Heck, you could remove this section of the seat and put the cooler all the way up there because look how much overlap there is there between the rail and that rear seat. So you have so much space back here for different accessories, which again, that's what the Crosswave is about, right? Bringing people and stuff with you. So nice to have that space. It also reveals a few more hatches over here that I need to show you. So we open them up. This is access down into where your battery is going to live. And then you can see with just a few Allen key bolts there, this whole panel will come off. and give you better access for maintenance. And then over here is something really unique as well. This is the Crosswave's flush out port. So I can reach down in this hole, unscrew. Oh, there it is. So this entire sucker pops right out of there. And what it now allows me to do is when I reach down here, I am touching the impeller shaft. In fact, I can feel that impeller. This is all about getting your intake gummed up with weeds. If you've ever been out there in the lake and you've had a wave runner that's been rendered inoperable because you've sucked a bunch of stuff up, now you don't have to get in the water and get down below. You can do it from above. That's really unique. That's gonna save you some serious hassle. And then there's also just the logistical problem of once I get in the water, I don't think I could reach the center of this unit because it's just so big. On a traditional PWC, you can get down in there and you can usually get your hand to the intake grate. Here, that just might not be possible straight up. This intake grate is also so far from the rear of the unit, so this is actually more necessary than ever because the way the Crosswave is. But this is something I hope we see on more models from every manufacturer, because yes, I have had weeds plug up my intake grate, and I've been the guy down in the river swimming in the weeds trying to unplug it, which is not a nice experience. So there's a really clever feature right there on this Crosswave. Now there's one other storage bin here. Let me toss this cooler back up here, and then I'll show you the final storage bin over here on this side. And there's one unique feature here too that the other side doesn't have, and that is this pass-through that can accommodate fishing rods up to 8-foot long things. I can just barely reach the front of it. Actually, I can't quite get there, so yes, that is nice too. Fishing is definitely a big part of why the Crosswave was put out there. We know Sea-Doo has their whole fleet of fish-specific models. This is definitely to fight that. It's just taking it to the next level where, yeah, you have way more space now to bring your stuff. So I like the pass-through. One other feature in here I'll call out, there is a battery shut-off. That's just nice to have straight from the factory. So yeah, shut that off and you're gonna conserve your battery, especially when your Crosswave is sitting out of the water. Let's peel the seat off now. I'll show you what that looks like. So this rear section comes off. It does leave some storage back here, so you can have 4 riders and this seat storage, but then this whole section pops off of here as well. How does this back piece come out? It's my first time doing it, folks. Bear with me. Aha! I just had to hold the handle. So this whole guy comes off of there, and like I already pointed out, you could have more accessories up here. You could get a whole second cooler in here if you wanted to. And then this front section of the seat comes off like a typical Wave Runner seat, and that reveals what is down below. That is Yamaha's new 1.9 liter marine engine. This was new just 2 short years ago, so yeah, still pretty much a brand new motor. This thing is technically 1,898 cc's, so just a hair under that 1.9 liter, and you have a 155 millimeter jet pump paired with this engine. And this is typical Yamaha. You know, they didn't come out with this brand new unit and say, oh, it has this crazy power plant. This is just the same 1.9 you're gonna find in all the other Wave Runners around here. And actually the same can be said basically for the Cockpit. This is all very familiar Wave Runner stuff. You get the ride system, which is very much essentially that this right lever is for forward, this left lever is for reverse. You're getting the same features like cruise control, the no wake mode. You do have an adjustable trim right there, which is nice. The speed adjust on this side, that's gonna control your cruise control while you're out there moving. You get Yamaha's Connect infotainment system. You can control that using your voice, or you can use the little touchpad down over here. So again, if you're familiar with Wave Runners, this is all gonna be familiar. And I think that's what Yamaha is going for with the Crosswave. Let me show you some details here at the rear end of this Crosswave. So first of all, you do get the reboarding step here. That's always nice to have on any PWC. And then something that caught my eye is this sticker right here, which shows you the process of how to roll the Crosswave back over if you happen to roll it in the water. Now, generally, these are found on most PWCs, and the idea is you're gonna get yourself up, reach over to the far side of that unit, and then kind of lean back in the water and use your body weight to flip it. But with something this wide, that's not gonna be possible. So as you can see from the sticker, they're showing you there's a small little rope, almost looks like a chain on board. You're gonna hook that to the far side, and you're gonna grab onto that and lean back and flip it back over because this unit is so wide. So again, that caught my eye because it's different from any other PWC, but nice to see that Yamaha was thinking about these things when designing something this big. One last point about the Crosswave being so big, it does require a unique trailer. This is not going to go on to any other trailer out there for wave runners or Sea-Doos. So when you buy one, you're going to get the trailer with it, and that's the trailer you have to use. And some more interesting details are found right over here on this Canadian compliance sticker. So it says, as we already know, the Crosswave here is meant for 4 people. It can take up to 705 pounds of payload. And then what I thought was interesting is on the sticker, it also says that it's designed for a maximum wave of up to 2 meters. That's about 6 foot 6 inches. And then maximum wind speed at 27 knots, just to give you an idea of what Yamaha's thinking for, yeah, sort of the most extreme situation you want to be out with your Crosswave. Well, everybody, we are coming to the end of this one, but you might have noticed there's a few details missing, namely, what does it cost and what does it weigh? And these are 2 numbers that Yamaha is not giving out yet. I've already asked about the weight. They said they're gonna get back to me. If you go on the websites right now, it's all TBD. So I'm curious because of course it's gonna be heavy. Some of the heaviest wave runners on the market right now can already tip the scales at 900 pounds dry weight, around there. So this is a total guess, but I'm gonna say Crosswave, it's gotta be 1,100 pounds dry, maybe heavier. You know what, I really am not totally sure, but I am eagerly awaiting that number from Yamaha. If I get that number, if I happen to get it before this video publishes, I'll drop it down below. If not, the second we get it, I will share it with you. And then the second number is price, and that's another one I don't have. Yamaha Canada told me it's coming, but they don't know what it is yet. Some of the most expensive wave runners here at the show in the booth are $30,000 Canadian, mid-20s. So to me, that puts the Crosswave probably around 35 grand, maybe more. It scares me to think maybe it'll be 40, but at least 35. And don't forget, this thing is not just competing with other PWCs, it truly is competing with small fishing boats, and that's gonna change sort of the cost equation here. So yes, those are the 2 big numbers that we still are waiting for, and the second I get them, I will share them with you. And with that, we're at the end of this video. Now I need to hear your thoughts. Drop into the comments, let me know what you think about the Crosswave. Was this a good idea for Yamaha, or do you think this was a misstep? I want to hear about it, so go down there, let me know. While you're down there in the comments, don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, hit join, become a member of TK Power Sports, and then come right back here to the channel and see what we're testing next. See ya.